Oh boy, trade talks are starting to heat up for Deandre Hopkins. Alright guys, welcome back in. Definitely before we get started on this huge breaking news coming out of the world of the NFL and the Arizona Cardinals, let's go ahead and do our due diligence here. Go ahead and smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. All on the road to 12K. Follow me on all my social platforms. Everything will be in the description of the video. Let's dive right into this latest report from Ian Rapoport, and this is what the report says. As the status of the Arizona Cardinals star wide receiver Deandre Hopkins comes into focus, talks are ramping up amongst interested teams, sources say. Similar to Brandon Cooks, a trade would likely mean an altered contract. So what this means is whatever team he decides to go to, very similar to when he came to us, we ended up obviously giving him a contract extension and paying him more. Now, I don't know if the next team is going to pay him more per year or front load it and basically spread it out throughout the entirety of the remaining of his contract. So he's still going to get paid. He's still going to be getting his money, but it will be a restructured deal for Deandre Hopkins if that were to be what the team decides to do. Now, a lot to dive right into with this whole Deandre Hopkins news. Now, I've been saying this for the entirety of the offseason that this might be a real possibility about Deandre Hopkins leaving the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I know there is a selected group of Arizona Cardinal fans that are asking, why? Why would the Arizona Cardinals trade away their best wide receiver? Biggest reason why is because the Arizona Cardinals are nowhere near close to winning a Super Bowl or even making a Super Bowl run. Deandre Hopkins is in his 30s. Right now, his cap hit for the Arizona Cardinals is close to $30 million for this year. So there's just not the same... They're not going in the same wavelength. Let's just put it that way. That's the nicest way to put it. That the Arizona Cardinals are in obvious rebuilding mode. You can tell with the free agent moves that the Arizona Cardinals has done. We only sign people to like 2-year deal maxes, and I don't think we are in any shape or form trying to contend this year. Now, Deandre Hopkins getting older, he wants to go out there and get a ring. Now, we got to do our best and we got to go ahead and accommodate our star, right? We don't want him to be disgruntled in the locker room. We don't want him to hold out. We don't want any of that stuff, and it's a really bad look for the Arizona Cardinals organization. Now, as of right now, we are in a good position because yes, although it sucks that Deandre Hopkins does want to go to a different team, and it sucks that we couldn't do anything with him, it is the best for the Arizona Cardinals' future to move off of him and try to get draft capital, try to save some money on the cap, and that's kind of the best we can do at this very moment. So I do agree with the move. Yes, it sucks, but I do agree with the move. Now, like I said a little earlier, let's talk about the implications on if we do move off of Deandre Hopkins. Right now, Deandre Hopkins has a cap hit of $29.9 million, very close to $30 million for the 2023 season. Now, if we trade him pre-June 1st, we do get a savings of close to $9 million in cap. Now, if we can somehow do a trade and post-date it to after June 1st, we save about $19.5 million, a little under $19.5 million. Now, I'm not sure if we can do that with the trade. I know that if you release a player, you can actually post date it to after June 1st to save up more money that way. I'm not sure if a trade works out that way, so let me know in the comments if that's possible. But moving off of Deandre Hopkins is the right thing to do for the Arizona Cardinals, especially for the future, and we're nowhere near a Super Bowl run or even a playoff run or even the division run, so it is best for the Arizona Cardinals to kind of move off of. Now, what are the teams and what is the value the Arizona Cardinals can possibly get? I think some teams to look out for. Now, please keep in mind this is based on my opinions. The Giants, I still do think is a good piece for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly move them off to because it's a big market. Deandre Hopkins will really benefit from going to a big market like that because there's so much other things that he can make money off of, especially being a star wide receiver like he is. Going to a bigger market, getting a lot of endorsements, getting a lot of other things out there, commercials, billboards, stuff like that, where when you're in a bigger market, you get more opportunity to, sell your name more. I think Deandre Hopkins can very well benefit from going to the New York Giants. Now, the Chiefs is also a possibility as well because the Chiefs, let's be honest, Patrick Mahomes, he's probably going to get another ring, maybe another ring or two. We don't know if it's this year, but if there is a chance, that's probably the best chance of Deandre Hopkins getting a ring is going with the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's another option for me. The Patriots are a very strong option for me. The Patriots have done it before where they go out there and get a big-time wide receiver. They've done it before in the past under the Bill Belichick regime. So I can see them do something like that again. The Browns are another real one because of Deshaun Watson. Now, I get it. I might get a lot of flack for this one because people are like, oh, why would they want to go to the Browns? Because of Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson and Deandre Hopkins, when they were together, together were electric. So if they're trying to kind of revive that, I can very well see him go to the Browns. Now, a couple other ones that I want to talk about, and now I don't think they're really likely, but the Chargers, because of the, young talent in Justin Herbert, and I heard there was a rumor that they might move off of Keenan Allen, as well as the Jacksonville Jaguars, because they have a rookie quarterback in a rookie deal, they can afford something like that. So those are some teams that I think DeAndre Hopkins can very well benefit from going to, either for cap situations or trying to go after a ring chase. Now let's talk about value here. What can the Arizona Cardinals get back from DeAndre Hopkins? Now, at one point I did think that the Dallas Cowboys were a real possible spot for DeAndre Hopkins to possibly land. Now I'm not saying it's completely, shot and it's not there anymore, but after the Brandon Cooks trade, I think it's kind of maybe slowed down a little bit with that whole situation. But I'm not saying, the Cowboys aren't a possibility. But the Cardinals, I would love for them to get a second round pick. I hope an early second round pick to a mid second round pick would be absolutely ideal. Now, that's not all I want the Arizona Cardinals to get. I also want them to maybe get a fourth rounder and maybe a late rounder in the following year in 2024. I feel like that would be absolutely ideal for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, obviously, we all want a first round pick for the star wide receiver. I don't think we're going to get it because of his age and because of his contract. So I think that does kind of affect his value heading into this next year. I'm hoping that Monty Ossenfort can get a second round pick and multiple other picks as well, because DeAndre Hopkins still has it. He is still a very elite wide receiver in the NFL. Some might say top 5, being that he is, in his 30s, he's still producing. So I want the Arizona Cardinals to obviously get as much value as we possibly can. I'm hoping second rounder, maybe another fourth rounder in this year, and then maybe getting another late rounder in the following year. I think that would be absolutely ideal for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, if we do trade away DeAndre Hopkins, I think we have another load of problems coming our way, and that's going to be the wide receiving core, right? What are we going to do with the wide receiving core? Now, depends on where we land in the draft. We're going to really try to figure out where the Cardinals are going to try to address this need. Now, we did end up getting Zach Pascal not too long ago. I believe it was yesterday. So I'm not going to say he's his replacement, but I mean, that might be the vision of the Arizona Cardinals, because like I said a little earlier, we're nowhere near anywhere to get a Super Bowl ring this year, or even making a contention run, or even being in contention at all. So as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, how are you feeling about the DeAndre Hopkins move? Do you want him to go? Do you not want him to go? Where do you think he's going to go? Put everything in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cards.